Hello there, welcome to Inquiring Minds. My name is Doug and I'm back with today's fountain pen review, this new Jinhao 100 Centennial Skeleton. It is also being advertised as the Jinhao 100 Centennial Hollow. I like skeleton better. Jinhao certainly knows when they have a winner. They made oodles of finish variations for this pen. Collect them all.
My Little Pony Flutter Ponies, each sold separately. Collect them all from Hasbro.
Oodles is a technical term, by the way. It means more than a few and less than a shitload. The Jinhao 100 Centennial made my top pens of 2021 list, and it continues to be highly recommended as an inexpensive, quality-built fountain pen with an easily swappable number 6 size nib. If you like the look and feel of a Parker Duofold Centennial, this is the best of the clones out there, in my opinion. I've already purchased my favorite Jinhao Centennial. This one, my favorite acrylic finish, Galaxy. I put a number 6 size broad cursive italic nib from Italics into it, and it continues to be a pen I go to for signing Christmas and birthday cards and special notes. I don't need to collect all of the finishes, and although I'm not all that fond of these skeleton style finishes, I thought this new metal finish deserved a closer look for you inquiring minds out there. So I took one for the team, which wasn't that painful, because these pens are ridiculously low priced at around 16 bucks US. I was also interested to find out if this see-through barrel might be an eyedropper option. So let's find out right now. So here's another package that looks like it's come from China to me, but we shall see. It might be from eBay, but it feels like 3 pens, so I think it's Chinese. I've been ordering a number of Chinese pens over the last few days, weeks, because new models are coming out almost every day now. So let's open it up and see. Yep, Chinese. This is a Jinhao 100. Boy, over the last couple of years, they've really gone to town on the Jinhao 100 Centennial model, coming up with all kinds of different finishes. This, again, is not in my kind of style, but I thought, again, I'll take one for the team and see what's different between the Jinhao 100 Centennial acrylic and this one in this skeleton metal. This comes in a number of different colors. I chose the clear and gold metal section, fine steel Jinhao nib. Oh, and the converter is gold plated now as well. Isn't that nice? So it's not black on the inside of there, so it's gold on the inside of there. That's very nice. I think that's acrylic all the way down. We might have to see if we can eyedropper this, but of course that nozzle is gold metal as well, so your ink would react with that. But it has an O-ring right there at the section to keep it from unscrewing, which is good, and it just says Jinhao on it. So we'll do a review of this skeleton version of the Jinhao 100 Centennial. I'll show the parts and features of this pen, some size comparisons and measurements, and then provide a writing sample. And then I'll talk about what I like and what I don't like so much about this fountain pen. Overall, this is the same size and shape as the original acrylic Jinhao Centennial, but it weighs quite a bit more, of course. And here it is next to my Jinhao 100 Centennial in Galaxy Blue acrylic. The cap and the barrel are an injection molded plastic tube with a gold colored metal outer skeleton in a lovely oval and diamond pattern. From the top, we see the Jinhao Chariot logo in a gold brush metal medallion inset in the finial, which tapers up to the clip ring. This top finial unscrews, but it doesn't release the clip. The clip is held down by a gold metal flange that is held onto the cap by a brass nut inside. I've had it apart just to see, but it is a bit fiddly to get it back together again, so I won't do it on camera or we'd have to go to a commercial.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
The clip is the same tapering ball clip as the original acrylic model, but this has Jinhao printed vertically instead of the Jinhao Chariot. The metal sheathed transparent plastic cap is straight and Jinhao is stamped into the end. There's a very slight step down to the barrel, which is straight, to the faux blind cap, which tapers down to a flat bottom. And you can see that my barrel is full of red ink. That's because I went against the traditional rule of thumb that you don't eyedropper pens that have any metal that might touch the ink. This plastic barrel is completely plastic all the way down to the very bottom, as you can see in this endoscopic video that I shot. The end of the section is gold-colored metal and will contact the ink, so there's a good chance that the ink will cause that gold-colored metal plating to flake off and corrode the section. But this was just too great an opportunity to see some of that color filling the entire barrel. I do not intend to keep the barrel filled with ink for any length of time, and I do not recommend you eyedropper this pen unless you intend to clean it out regularly. And that's regularly. That means not waiting to empty this 4.5 milliliters of ink by writing with it. Most inks will destroy this kind of plated metal quicker than you think. The cap unscrews with 1, 2, 3 full rotations, which is a quarter rotation more than the acrylic version, to reveal the gold metal section and number 6 size Jinhao steel fine nib and black plastic feed. The section is the same size and shape as the acrylic, but in shiny metal. It doesn't feel slippery, which has to be because of that gentle flare at the end that keeps your fingers from slipping. The nib and feed are part of a nib assembly that are identical and completely compatible with the acrylic version. And the section unscrews to reveal a barrel full of red ink. And you can see all that red ink on that metal section. Not good, but fun. But the pen does come with this upscale Jinhao gold metal converter, which is a really nice touch. And it has Jinhao branding on the sleeve. And that's really nice because instead of seeing the typical black knob of the converter and a silver sleeve of the converter, you see gold inside this gold pen. Nice touch. The inside of the cap shows a step that meets up with the section inside to seal the nib from evaporation. The cap posts, but makes the pen very long, heavy, and back-weighted. This cap alone weighs 18 grams. Unposted, the pen is very nicely balanced in the hand and comfortable. I bought this pen from the AliExpress shop called 365 Days Stationery Store for $16.39 US, but it has since been reduced to $15.45 US. The skeleton version is available in 4 color combinations: this gold and clear, black and clear, gold and opaque red, and gold and opaque black. And the nib options are extra fine and fine. Now let's look at some size comparisons. And here is the Jinhao 100 Centennial Skeleton with a Moonman 600S, a Lemon M1 Titanium, an Asvine V169 vacuum filler, and a Kaigaloo 316. Now let's look at them posted. And here they are posted. In my opinion, you'd be crazy to want to post any of these pens because none of them post very well at all. But if you do like them posted, well, you're a better man than I am. Aren't you special?
Well, isn't that special?
Now let's look at them unposted. And here they are unposted. The Jinhao, the Moonman, and the Kaigaloo are cartridge converter pens. The Lemon is a piston filler, and the Asvine is a vacuum filler. And of course, you don't want to eyedropper any of these pens. Now let's look at some measurements, and I'll be back with a writing sample. And we're back with the writing portion of the review. This is Clairefontaine 90 GSM paper, and this is the new Jinhao 100 Centennial. I'm calling it a skeleton. And it has a number 6 size steel fine nib. Let's check the wetness. Well, it's nicely wet, especially for a fine nib. And it's actually very smooth and wet. Many times these Jinhao number 6 size nibs have been just kind of bleh for me, and I've swapped them out for many other kinds of things like the Kaigaloo long blade or long knife nib. So I generally have low expectations for these Jinhao nibs. They're just kind of ordinary. But this one came out very smoothly indeed, and I'm very pleased with it. And the ink today is from the 2022 Diamine Inkvent calendar, and it is Diamine Spiced Apple. And here's the ink on Tomoe River paper, and you can see that it has a gold shimmer and a gold sheen. It's actually a very, very nice, vibrant red ink, and that sheen and shimmer come out using this fine nib. Again, something that was surprising. Fine nibs generally don't show shimmer and sheen because they're not all that wet. But this is a nicely wet nib, and I'm playing around with it here so you can see that ink through the barrel. It's really, really interesting. As to line variation, you can push a little bit of line variation out of any nib almost if you really push it, but this is a fairly stiff, typically stiff Chinese steel nib. And the line this nib makes is around 0.5 millimeters, which makes it a Western fine or a Japanese fine to medium on my Richard Binder line width chart, which you can find linked in the description below. And for our quote: and for some reverse writing, not too bad at all. A lot thinner, but not any less wet. And some quick writing. Yeah, no worries at all with this feed. So, what do I like and what do I not like about this fountain pen? Well, I bought this pen not because I needed or even liked the look of it, but because I thought ink-acquiring minds might be interested in it. And now that I've filled it with ink and written with it, I actually really like it. It's not as heavy as I thought it would be, especially without the cap. And it's a lot more comfortable than I thought as well. That extra weight is really nicely balanced. I thought it might feel bumpy and awkward in my hand, but it is actually the opposite. It's very smooth and well balanced and a nice wet writer. I'm very pleased with how it looks when the barrel is full of ink. I won't be leaving it like this, of course. I'll probably clean it out immediately. In fact, I'll do that right now.
Wait for it!
And here we are back again with the barrel cleaned out, and I put the converter in and filled it with red ink. It's not quite as spectacular as it was when it was eyedropper filled, but it's very pretty nonetheless. And there's my Diamine Spiced Apple from the Inkvent calendar, and I put it in this little stabilizer from Inkquiring Minds. It is the Ink Buddy, and my son printed this for me in this red, matching red color with a gold shimmer to it. And the way he did that was he's got a printer that puts 3 different colors of filament together and can melt them together. And this has black, gold, and red. And look at that. It's iridescent. Wonderful. And it holds the little bottle in place so you don't get spiced apple all over your shorts.
I may not look it, but I'm the future of physics, so just move on.
And to continue with the pen, I like that the section isn't as slippery as I thought it might be, and I appreciate how Jinhao made a converter to match the gold finish of this pen. That's a really nice touch. The most amazing thing about this pen is that it's only $15. At that price, you can buy all 4 of them for stocking stuffers or party favors, if you have parties where you have a bunch of geeks and nerds as guests, that is.
This party isn't going very well, is it?
And there you have it. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell to get instant notifications whenever a new video is posted. And you can join as a member of my channel too for only 99 cents a month, and I guarantee I'll answer your comments in the comment section, and you'll get cool emojis, badges, and sneak peek unboxing videos as well. And that just leaves it for me to say thank you for watching. And that's all she wrote.
I made this.